And we are live on another edition of All In on High School Sports. Kurt Valenti, Jennifer Valenti. Before I get to you, new haircut by Jennifer Valenti. Just another thing that she does. She does a great job. If anybody needs a haircut, please feel free to reach out to me.
That's why Jennifer Valenti's in a hat, because we worried about Kurt's hair tonight, but we
Yep.
didn't worry about Jennifer's hair.
Just an unbelievable haircut by Jen. She did a great job. If anyone needs one, reach out right in our garage, and
Oh my gosh.
away we go. Jenny Hoops
Way,
does it
way
all.
too much information for the
Hey,
audience.
hey, she does a great job. It looks good. And but no, in all seriousness, we got a big show. I'll always let you introduce and let the audience knows what's going on. But we're pumped up. We got a lot of announcements, and you take over, Jen, while I do my
You
tagging.
some tagging there, Mr. Valenti. Tonight we're going to welcome Coach Tommy Mulligan from Elmwood Park High School football. Coach Mulligan is a longtime friend of the show. For a while, he held the record for most appearances. I don't know if he's still there.
I don't know.
Sure.
He's close.
He coaches multiple sports as well, so we have him on for multiple seasons. And then our second guests this evening are going to be Parsippany Hills High School football players, seniors Joey Cicatelli and Julio Tatis. So we're excited to have them. And I'll introduce them more formally to give a little background information once we get to them. Before we continue, I do want to thank our sponsors, Cafe Roma and Reds, both located, Cafe Roma in East Rutherford and Reds in Carlstadt. And Reds in Carlstadt. So I want to give a shout out to them. And as always, want to thank our interns doing fabulous work, both behind the scenes and with their own shows, right? So this week we will be bringing you an installment of All In on Beckton Sports and All In on St. Mary's Sports. Those will be Thursday evening, St. Mary's at 7:30, Beckton at 8 o'clock. So tune in for those. We are also going to be doing our second live game day of the 2023 football season. We'll be coming to you live from Lyndhurst, where they will be taking on Waldwick.
In a huge game for the NJIC. There's a lot of good a lot of games. I know Coach Mulligan is coming on. He's got a big one with Pagoda. We got big slate that we're picking, and game day we will be with Coach Tuero at Lyndhurst. Yep, so we're pumped up about that.
Absolutely. And then our K&K Sports Show, Kurt's other set of shows with his friends that does professional and collegiate sports. Wednesday is their usual K&K, and Thursday their Wits and Wagers. Kurt will be doing his Broncos show on Wednesday.
Wait until I'm doing that.
No, let's not talk about it now. I am wearing a Broncos hat. It was either this or the Yankees, and sadly I went with the Broncos because I was a little more embarrassed to wear the Yankees. And then on Thursday night, after our high school slate, or in between all of our high school shows, right after Wits and Wagers, your K&K co-hosts, Kenny and Paul, will be doing a Giant show. So a lot of, if you're a sports person, we have a lot of content to provide. So hopefully you find something that you like.
And there is Mr. Kirkpatrick. Good evening, everyone. Looking, if I tried reading this, I don't know how, but it says, good evening, everyone. Looking forward to the show this evening.
That's great.
I'll let it slide because I know he's busy at work. So we'll let it slide. All right. I say we bring in guest number one.
You don't want to do your...
Let's do that real quick. I'm sorry. Let's do that real quick.
I'm going to throw up the results from our picks last week. Not, all results, but really quickly, you had a few things you wanted to discuss.
Yeah, real quick hitters. Give me your surprise last week.
My surprise last week is Eastside beating Clifton in a low-scoring game, 12-10. On our slate, no one picked them, so I picked them as a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have Eastside too. A little disappointing for Clifton too, because they had the lead late. They gave up the lead, but it's like, came out with a loss, win, big win over Ridgewood, and now they come back. So 2-2, big game. Hey, every week they have a big game, but I'm a little surprised with that Eastside. Jen, give me a disappointment.
I have two. I took one from our picks and I took one from our quick hitters board, which we've added. I'm going with Seton Hall Prep. Listen, I wouldn't want to be the team to see Bergen Catholic after they were coming back from their loss in Florida. But my disappointment is not in their loss, but they failed to put any points on the board.
Okay.
I think you got to put some points on the board, and they're 0-3, and they don't have any easier, schedule coming up with Irvington and Red Bank Catholic as their next two opponents. My other one was off the quick hitter board, and I'm doing Lakeland, who came in 3-0 and also failed to score against Passaic Valley.
Good one. There's Kenny, and I love this. The next great network. You're hearing this first. Yes, sir, Mr. Kirkpatrick. We all do a great show on the network. I'm going to go St. Joe's Montvale. You know, you came off a dominant performance against Bosco, 21-0. The thing with St. Joe's the past couple of years is they could score at will, but their defense has not been good, right? They set that, hey, the first 3 games, you know, not many points, not many points, not many points. Reverted back to it last week in a loss. So I'm going to say a little disappointing. We'll see how they are again. They're going to start playing the big boys now. And, you know, you're not going to be able to win 48-44 all these games. So their defense has to come to play. A little disappointing on that. Kenny's also saying St. Joe's for him. Give me a team of the week.
I cheated. I did 2 also because I had trouble picking. My first one was Northern Highlands because they bounced back after a 28-7 loss to Old Tappan with a convincing 35-7 win over Ridgewood. My other team of the week, and I'm not just picking them because we have them as guests this week, but Parsippany Hills, because they had their quarterback out and their backup quarterback, Josh Smith, stepped in and had a great game for the Vikings. And our 2 guests were actually the touchdown scorers that game as well. So.
Okay.
How about you?
I'm going to go PCTI over West Orange. Listen, we know how good PCTI is, one of the top teams in the state, but you know, the past couple of years in West Orange has always been, you know, it's always been a low scoring, close game. They kind of put it on them. And I think the PCTI is showing that they're the favorites, you know, in their section now to win this state title. A couple of comments. Coach Breslin, what's up, Jenny and Kurt? Is that a Commander's hat you are wearing, Jenny? I wouldn't wear it tonight. I can tell you that, Coach Breslin.
Coach Breslin, I was under the gun to get my wardrobe ready this evening, and I said before it was this or the Yankees, and it was just hard for me to put on my Yankees hat. I should have wore the Yankees, you know, proudly, but you know, I went with the Broncos. What can I say?
Yeah. All right. So that's our quick hitters from last week.
All right. You want to bring in? Coach
but that's last week. This is this week. Yeah, let's bring them in.
Coach Mulligan. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
What's going on, guys? How you been?
Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Allow me to officially introduce you, even though you've been a guest of ours many times, which we love bringing you back. We are joined by Coach Mulligan. Coach Mulligan has been at the helm of the Crusader program since 2014. His team is off to a 2-2 start so far this season, and overall they have a conference record of 2-0 in the Union Division of the NJIC. So welcome again, Coach.
And Coach, we're going to go off script right out of the gate. We got to set up an all-in game day in Elmwood Park. So we got to work on that.
100%.
Let's go. We got to get that going.
All right, man.
Number one, first question. Like Jen said, you started off 0-2. You win your next 2. What's been the difference the last 2 weeks?
I mean, so we knew coming in this year we were going to be young, like real young. So right out the gate, rather than waste time with like a game scrimmage and another scrimmage, I said, let's just go grab a week 0 game, put them in the fire. You know, the best way to learn is to experience. So we threw them in the fire right away to a pack-on traditional option team. So that was test their discipline right there. We actually went down 21-0 in that game. But the one thing I will give our kids is they fought the entire time. We threw a 60-yard bomb and we ended up fumbling in the red zone after the catch. Otherwise, we would have tied that game up. But, they just fought. And then Pascack Hills, I mean, you look at the scores, 35-0. Sounds real bad, but we failed to score 3 times inside the 8-yard line, and we threw a pick 6. So, I mean, perfect world goes your way. You're looking at a 28-21 game where it's a different story at halftime. Yep. But, I mean, we just wanted to, like I said, get them experience and really throw them to the fire right away. And I think it is paying off, because those 2 super football conference teams, even though they're Ivy Division, I don't think we're going to see a team like either of them. They were very well coached. You know, they had good schemes, and they just got after it.
Nice. Coach, we've actually talked about like your team scheduling those games early in the season, and other teams who, like, you know, again, try to schedule those tough out of conference opponents, right? And that was going to be my question to you as a follow-up. I have another one ready to go too, but like, did you feel like that really did help prepare your kids like heading into your division play?
Oh, 100%. Those kids from a pack-on, they had 3 kids over 300 pounds on the line, and they could move. They were big boys who could move. I really think that move kind of helped us. And with the Union Division this year, the way the games were looking, I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, up until like a day before they played Bogota, we didn't know if Harrison was going to have a season or not. You know, that's instead of your 5-game regular season, looking at 4. So I figured the best thing to do for our program and for our kids was to go grab those 2 games. And because the way the NJIC set up the conference, we have that playoff in the conference. So those games didn't mean anything anyway. They're like exhibitions,
That's great.
A couple comments from
Oh,
Mr.
nice.
Kirkpatrick. Good to see you again, Coach Mulligan. Keep up the great work you are doing. Keep up the great work you're doing, and best of luck the rest of the year. It was a pleasure and felt like yesterday when I filled in for Jen and interviewed you last year. So that must have been one of your
I don't know.
lost voice days.
Oh,
I
maybe,
bet you that's
maybe.
what that was.
Had a little laryngitis bout a few times last year. Coach, can you highlight some of your impact players on both offense and defense?
I mean, first person we got to start with is Waukee King. He against Powell Park, they have two very talented wide receivers, and we had to pick the lesser of both evils, and we went with their number one, and we told him to lock him down, and then he did. Unfortunately, he ended up getting hurt, so then we told Waukee, we said, go cover this guy, locked him down too. So I mean, he's just does everything that we ask. He is just a workhorse for us. He's also the type of kid that you get into coaching for. He had a little bit of trouble in his early years of high school, joined the program, and I'm talking complete 180. Like everyone in the building loves him. Just a great kid. He's able to turn everything around. And I tell him all the time, all the success you're having this year is you deserve. It's because of you and your hard work off the field.
Awesome. I'm going to go, Coach, I love offense, right? I'm an offensive guy. And listen, the last 2 weeks offensively, you guys put up almost 90 points. I think it was 9. I know you guys had an interception there sometime, but 90 points offensively the last 2 games. What's making this offense go?
That's what we did bring back was our line. We brought back 3 of the 5 starters, and we knew we'd be able to open some holes. Now we got just those younger guys after 2 games of experience. I know you'll remember this name, Coach. We got Jesse Stratz, Dave Stratz's little brother.
Yep.
He's only a sophomore. He's about, I don't know, maybe $150 soaking wet, but that kid is tough as they come, and he just runs through people. I love watching him play. We got another kid, Justin Ortiz. He was coming into his own too. We're actually pretty deep in the backfield, which is a great problem to have.
All right, Coach, you guys are undefeated in conference play thus far with Pagoda, Manchester, and Weehawken still on the schedule. How do you feel your chances are to win the division?
I mean, that's the gauntlet. That's the gauntlet right there. You're going to have to play one of those 2 teams twice and beat them twice or split with them and hopefully win the later one. I feel very good where our program is right now as far as taking it, predictions and all that. I mean, I want to win the run through tomorrow. I want to make sure we come out, we're focused, and we're ready to go. Thursday morning we'll worry about the game and predictions and stuff. We've been taking it one day at a time. I think shifting to that has really helped us over the past 4 or 5 years. We're not looking at anything else but that day in front of us.
Coach, you mentioned Pagoda. You guys in Pagoda always seem to have close games, right? And but now you get them at home, correct? You guys are home. So how big is it that you get them at home, and what are you going to expect from your crowd to help you guys versus Pagoda?
I mean, last time we played them at home, it was a Saturday morning. They had a COVID shutdown, so we bumped the game to Saturday. We ended up losing on a controversial call, if you will. It was I remember that. I thought we were in. I don't know, whatever. Official didn't. They took a long time to make their call, but I actually am. I have a very good relationship with the Pagoda head coach. Coach Appleton does a great job. And I think what we have created, this little rivalry in the Union Division, is awesome for both schools. I mean, I know we get excited about Pagoda Week every year. It's a huge game for us. It's just, I don't want to say history because it's only been like a 4-year-old thing, but we used to game scrimmage them for a few years before the Union Division. So it's just, I don't know. It's just something you get excited for now. Like when Pagoda comes to town or when we roll in there, it's just, it's going to be a good game. It's 2 tough physical programs with the same type of kid, so it's just, it's going to be a 48-minute fight. I'm excited for it.
Nice. Coach, I wanted to pick your brain a little bit about kind of like the importance of feeder programs, right? Like Kurt and I talk about it all the time ourselves and even on our show, right? How it's important in any sport. So how do you stay connected to your youth program? And then do you see your involvement at the lower levels then make a difference when those players finally get to you in high school?
100%. these juniors right now are the first group that really started running our offense, our wing T. And you can tell when they come in, they just pick it up faster. We could fine tune the little things. Excuse me. They even right now we're down there. I try to get down as much as I can now. But with the two girls, it's a little difficult. But game days, I'm always down there. I'm popping in. I have the guys going down there. A few of the guys help out. So, like, all of our stuff's getting instilled and installed now. Like, our values, even down to our drills and how we do things. I ran a tackling clinic for them. It's just that's a huge, huge gap that was there that we really bridged over the last 10 years. And a lot of it, not just me, it's our kids buying in, being down there. And I think it's paid dividends. It's not like when we had Coach Charlie and coach over here teaching us 5 wide at 12 years old.
Let's go, baby.
No one else who knew what the hell it was.
Let's go. You know what's so funny? I'm going to ask you, talking about that, Jen just starts talking about junior programs. So I got a quick, do you have anything else for Coach before we do rapid?
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead. Off script. Go ahead.
Off script rapid was, again, junior bomber, Elmwood Park High School, Elmwood Park head coach now. Give me your favorite moment of each. Junior football, one moment as a junior football player, Elmwood Park, as a high school player, and as a high school coach.
Honestly, not to sound like cliche or anything, probably the Super Bowl we won with you, because we lost the Heights early on, and then we came back and we beat them. I think that really just kind of like showed like what Elmwood Park kids are all about. Beat us down. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep coming at you. And I think that's kind of the mentality we instilled in them now. Like the back on game says it all. They kept fighting. They put themselves right there. High school, a lot of good memories in high school.
You got to give me one.
This was after high school. When I was in college, I showed up report day. I was all jacked up, ready to play football. I had my Elmwood Park shirt on, and the defensive line coach was a Glen Rock guy, Coach Cotto. And the first thing he said, he goes, Elmwood Park, man, we used to beat you guys down. I was like, where are you from? I was like, oh, cool. He's like, Glen Rock. I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. But what he said stuck with me, too, is he's like, you know what? We used to school you guys, but he's like, we knew we were in for a tough one. You guys were always so tough. And that's something that always stuck with me, too. Like, we got to uphold that reputation. We got to keep that going. And even the old guys, when I used to bartend at the VFW, the East Patterson guys would come in and they would talk about the tough guy EP stuff. So I don't know, I just think that was one story, one thing that really like helped develop and mold like my philosophy and everything with the kids. It's just something so silly and so like people just laugh at it, but I don't know, it's something that really held true to me. And I think we're doing a pretty good job of upholding that tough guy nickname.
And then one is a high school coach. Any one memory?
Yeah. I got a few, but one that always sticks out in my head was when we were playing in the state playoffs and Sean Violante rolled his ankle and he didn't know, like everyone was freaking out, or I forget what game it was actually. I just remember I just reached down, I untied my shoe and I tied his shoelaces extra tight. I said, go, you're good. I ran around that day without a shoelace on. I ripped my pants against Pompton Lakes in my first game. I was so excited when I was running around. Yeah, that wasn't too interesting either. That was funny, but now running around, it's just this huge hole in my butt.
Oh, that's
Jen,
great.
I got
That's
one
great.
from Kenny for you. He's saying, any game day superstitions? Mine was the year we went undefeated at Elmwood Park. I would always went to Riverview East for home games, 2 cheese dogs, disco fries, and a Snapple iced tea. Any game day superstitions for you?
I have so many. I work out every day before every game day in the same outfit. I wear the same socks. This is traveling back to like the Ophir years too. It's just my routine. It's engraved in me. I wear, ever since my dad passed away, I wear one of his shirts underneath now. But yeah, I just have so many. The kids actually kind of make fun of me now. Like they just like, it's just.
Now let me ask you this: you think it's just going forward? You're just going to keep them?
Oh, I'll never get rid of them.
There you go.
Just keep adding.
That's
right?
a keep adding. Yeah.
I wear my green socks for Nichols where I played in college. And then in October, to honor my mom's friend, I wear the pink ones. I got a system. It's straight through.
I love that you. Go ahead, Jen. Say it.
Kurt is all about the system.
Always about a system.
It's all about the system. So you're in good company.
Could be a
with that
laundry
one.
system, a food system, this system.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's a system.
Games after a win, Taco Bell. So
There you go. There you go.
That's good. Coach, I know we've probably asked you this question before, but it's a new season. So
Mhm.
remind me who your favorite NFL team is.
Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
Guys on top of the world. Are you
Whoa,
kidding me?
yeah. I was worried it was going to be the Giants, and I'm like, oh, do I want to bring it up? Yes. Well, I guess we're on a good note with the Giants after the first. We're back, but anyway. So Dallas, all right. What do you think? My last question for you was going to be Super Bowl prediction. So what do you think? Super Bowl contender?
The 2 teams who make it, that's who's going to play in the Super Bowl.
You
Honestly,
know what
it broke my heart so many times. People are like, they're going to win it this year. I'm like, they're going to make it to the bye round. They're going to come out. They're going to lose that game. So,
All right. So you have full confidence in Dak Prescott. How about that question?
yeah, I think he's going to do it. I mean, he's got a great defense.
Just don't screw it up, Dak.
Exactly.
Don't screw it up. That's it.
Manage the game, man. Manage the game.
That's it.
I am around a Dak hater, so you know.
Yeah, but not now though. Not listen. I love McCarthy's deal. Just we'll run it, play defense. Just we'll throw it a little bit, but
Don't
hey,
pretend that
140
he's not
yards.
worth-
He don't need 400 yards, right, Coach? Just 140 yards, 150. Run it, play defense, smooth sailing.
Don't turn it over.
That's it. Couple comments from a Bob Calabro. Great
Coach
job,
Big,
Coach.
there he is.
Remember many of those days? Dr.
Love
John
that guy.
Taylor. Elmwood Park kids are tough. Our boys and girls basketball teams have played Elmwood Park the last 2 years. My goodness, those kids. It wasn't a night off by any means, like watching the 90 Knicks.
Oh,
Woo!
nice. I love that comparison. Yeah. Oh, Coach, we want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. And we know not only are you busy as a coach, but your family life too, and how devoted you are to your girl. So thank you for taking the time to be with us, and best of luck to you the rest of the season.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having me on.
And Coach Mulligan, by the way,
Yeah.
when we make our picks today, Pagoda Elmwood Park is game number 1.
On the slate.
So I think you might know which way I'm leaning, but I don't want to make it official until it's the official.
Hey, it's gonna be a great one. It's gonna be a 48-minute war, and I can't wait for it. I'm so excited.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
You
You
too.
Good night.
There's Coach Breslin saying, great job, Coach. Best of luck the rest of the way. Kenny saying, Coach, as long as the Cowboys stay away from 5 wide, they will be fine. It's funny. Me and Kenny were talking about that today. That exact question that you mentioned today. But, I know I've said this 100 times.
I've gotten good with my follow-up NFL.
You have.
questions.
You
Well, I've
learned.
learned
It's a
from you.
system. But I do, and I'm very sincere when I say this. And I know I say this with Coach Mulligan, and I know I say this with Coach Johnson at St. Mary's. Those 2 guys just belong in that head coaching role in their school. I don't think anyone would be better. I just think they fit the mold. They fit, they truly love that school. And I think Coach Mulligan has done a remarkable job. Just like he said, hey, a couple winless seasons, look where they are now,
Yeah.
and just a tremendous job that Coach Mulligan's doing at Elmwood Park.
Agree. Totally agree.
And there's Coach Breslin. Run the ball, play defense, and play action. The Cowboys, that's it. That's all it is, Jenny Hoops. That's it. I had people saying, yeah, but look, Dak threw for 400. You don't have for what? Run it, play defense, 3rd and long. Hey, punt it, play defense, let your defense and then you make 3, 4 plays. Boom. That's it. Listen to Coach Breslin. Who knows more than Coach Breslin?
No one.
When he nails
No
it
one.
like
I
that,
know, Yep.
boom. I feel like I'm smart because that's what I say, but I say what Coach Breslin says. That's how it is. So when I'm on board with Coach Breslin,
It's a good
I feel
thing.
like a smart man.
Why don't we, before our 2 guests come on, why don't we start with our quick hitters? So we have our weekly slate of picks, but we also wanted to touch upon some other games. Do you want
Okay.
to go over those quick hitters?
Sure.
All right.
I got a lot of notes here. So
All right. Okay. Well, I have notes too. Then I can't read them. That's the problem.
Okay.
My first quick hitter for you is 2-2 West Essex at 3-0 Caldwell. I put this one on the board as an Essex County girl. It's a rivalry. We call it the Battle of Bloomfield Avenue. As a former former West Essex graduate. Caldwell is currently on a 31-game win streak, right? So
I think that's pretty good, no?
Yeah, as much as West Essex bounced back last week with their win over Wayne Valley and got their record even at the 2-2, I think I have to pick Caldwell in this one. How about you?
Yeah, Caldwell's given up again, like you said, 31 games. They've given up 10 points all season defensively, and you add Louis and Amon and Joey Marinello, just way too much. I think they shut the offense down from West Essex. I'm going to go Caldwell.
All right, your first one.
My first one, Jen, is St. Joe's of Montvale coming off of a disappointing loss going to St. Peter's Prep, who, ready for this? 0-4.
Yeah.
I'll start it. For St. Peter's, Jesseline Klein ran for 194 last week. St. Joe's, again, Coach Brian Gibbs does a great job offensively up there. Ran for over 300 yards last week, led by Willis with 187. I think this is a big bounce back game. I think St. Joe's not happy what happened last week. I'm going to take St. Joe's big over Peters.
I agree with you. Twofold. I think it's a bounce back game. And, you know, we didn't have St. Peter's Prep, I don't think, on our slate last week. I'm going to be honest, a little overall disappointment. It's hard for these teams to go 0-4, potentially 0-5 in this league week after week, you know? So I'm going St. Joe's as well.
Okay.
All right. My next one is 2-2 Passaic at 2-2 East Side. Listen, I picked East Side as my surprise team last week. I'm riding them into this week after that win over Clifton. And I like that it was like a defensive battle, you know, like a low scoring game. I'm going East Side.
Look at this. Mark Calderio must have ESP because we're about to pick Fairlawn Carney in a second.
Look at the timing.
And he just comes in saying, good evening, Mr. and Mrs. Valenti. Kenny's saying Joe's wins, but not big, closer than you think. You know what? Look, hey, don't look now. Passaic, a traditional, I'm talking about, you know, you're talking in the 80s. Passaic was the place where it is, but 2-2, and they have a great 1-2 punch of quarterback, Jameen Jackson and Justin Griffin running the ball. But after that big win at Clifton, Jen, I'm going to take Eastside. And again, they're always there, right? They're always there. I'm going to take Eastside in a pretty close, which I think is going to be a very good game, but I'm going to take Eastside.
Okay. All right.
A comment from Connor Condon saying Joey Cicatelli. So he's getting ready.
He's getting ready for our next guest. Ready. Awesome.
Okay, my next one.
I think I'm next. No,
yeah. you said.
I did Passaic East Side. Yeah. You're up. Yep. Sorry.
Okay. Next one. 2-1 Hackensack at 3-0 Ramapo. Jen. Hackensack likes to run it with Aiden Jones, but this Ramapo offense led by, and again, if you guys are going to go watch a quarterback, Landon the Prima, way too much. I think Hackensack maybe keeps it close early, but I just think Ramapo's offense blows this thing open late, and Ramapo wins big.
I mean, how can you not? Ramapo is just dominating, right? I mean, they're outscoring opponents 128-34 with 2 shutouts on the board. So, yeah, I got to agree with you and go Ramapo.
Couple comments. I just want to read the comments before we get in. Nikki V saying Julio Tatis. Josh Smith, well, yes, sir, boys. Let's go, Par Hills. Nikki V, yes. Josh Smith, Par Hills, my bad boys. Christian Imbriano, let's go, boys. Rocco.
We have so many. We can't keep
big
up
shout
with
out
them.
to Connor. I don't want to say wrong. Yay, Joseph, you impress me every day. Keep it going from Josh Smith. Josh Smith saying Julio Tatis, so amazing. Christina Albano, Joey and Julio's coach, Coach Albano. Looking forward to seeing their interview. Zachary Holbert Pascal. I'm saying these names for something. I apologize.
We're probably
Par Hills on
names,
top.
Yeah.
And then Christian saying, Joey and Julio, if you guys see this, I love you guys. Bro, yes.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's bring them. That might be the best introduction we've ever
Let's
gotten
go.
before our guests came in. So let's bring them in now.
Okay.
No.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Doing?
Good. Welcome to the show. Allow me to formally introduce you guys to our audience. First of all, I got to tell you guys, I'm sure you could hear Kurt was reading the comments. This is by far, before we even brought our guest in, the most comments we've had. So kudos to you guys. It's a pleasure to have you. We are welcoming from Parsippany Hills, senior wide receiver Joey Cicatelli and senior running back Julio Tatis. Julio, am I saying your last name correctly?
Yeah, Tatis is fine.
I'm sorry, my bad. Not only are they Parsippany Hills High School players, but they're also 2 Parsippany Hills High School record holders. Joey is a 3-year varsity letter winner. As a junior, he was first team all conference and first team all county. This year, he leads his team in receiving yards with 403 yards and 31 receptions in 4 games. In the Vikings' victory over Montville, Joey recorded 8 receptions, then breaking the Parsippany Hills High School football record for career reception. So, Joey, congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Christian's saying, tell him what happened last week, JoJo.
I'm not sure what Christian's-
We got a bunch of people checking in.
All right. Julio, also a 3-year letter winner and first team all conference selection. He leads the team in rushing yards with 396 yards so far this season. And last June, as a member of the track and field team, Julio broke the school record in the 400 meter at the group track championships in the spring. So congratulations to you as well, Julio.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Their team is currently 2-2 and competes in the Liberty Blue division of the Super Football Conference.
Joey, I'll start with you. And again, congratulations to both of you guys. Awesome things you guys are doing in both sports.
Thank you.
I'm going to start with Joey on this one. Congrats again on breaking the all-time receptions record. You know, Joe, a lot of teams like in high school football, they're more run dominant, right? Like they'll run a lot, not throw it a little. Just that's the way high school football is.
Yeah.
But you guys do both, right? You guys throw it, you guys run it. So I guess 2-part. How nice is it for you guys to be able to throw the ball and to showcase your talent and to be, like I said, to be offensively, be able to run it and be able to throw it?
Yeah, so the good thing is, like, when he's our running back, like, teams focus on him on the run, so that opens up the pass very well for us. And, you know, we have a great quarterback, Jake Simone, but he unfortunately got hurt, so Josh had to come in. But, you know, he still could throw the ball pretty well. So, yeah, for receivers, it's good. Like, our offense is really good for receivers because we spread the ball out a lot to a lot of different guys. And our coach gets us the ball in space, and we just make the plays.
Julio, I'll come right back to you because just as I say that about throwing the ball, you know, you can't just throw it 60 times a game, right? You guys got to be able to run it. You got to be physical. How important is it for you guys? Again, all you guys do have those skill kids. You can sling it around, but how important is it for you and your team, especially with this offensive line, to make sure you guys are a physical run team also?
Yeah, definitely. Once we get that run game going in games, you know, teams start to focus on the run, which then opens up the passing game because when they focus on the pass, then it'll open up the run. So it can go either way, really. So it's just really big to have that.
All right, my question is for both of you as well. Julio, I'll start first with you and then go to Joey. You guys are both seniors. This is your last season playing Vikings football. What do you hope to achieve personally and as a team? Julio?
I think for me, I've been always, like, since my freshman year, first ever playing football, it's always been trying to go to MetLife, trying to bring our team to MetLife. And, like, as a senior now, as a captain, you know, that's what I want to do. I want to bring my team to MetLife, and we want to win it there.
And how about you, Joey?
Yeah, so first we just want to, like, we have a bunch of conference games coming up, so I definitely want to go undefeated in the conference, then, yeah, just go to MetLife and win that.
Nice.
I'm going to go to both of you guys, and I'll start with Joey again. What has it meant for you guys to be, you know, I'll say student athletes, but we're a sports show. So what has it meant for you to, to play for Parsippany Hills?
You know, it's one of, like, the most, like, it's one of the best programs. It's one of the best programs in the area, like, year in and year out. So it's just special to play for this team. Sorry. It's just special. Yeah, sorry. It's just special to play for, like, you know, Coach Albano. He's one of the best, like, coaches in the area. And, you know, it's just, like, really a great team every year. So.
What about you?
I think just, like, representing as, like, a Parsippany Hills Viking, like, it just means a lot because, like, we come from, like, such a great, like, history with, like, all our sports, especially football, that, like, you just want to be, like, those next guys up to, like, keep the history going.
You know, I'm going to follow up with that, guys. We just had Lyndhurst on last week, and we or I think it was Becton we actually talked about this with. You know what? You guys are the seniors, right? You're the leaders of the team, and you're going to leave, like, a legacy for the players, you know, beneath you. You know, who are some of the players that you guys were, when they were seniors or upperclassmen, that you learned from and hope to kind of leave that same lasting impression? Joey?
One definitely is Don Verducci. He's 2 years older than me, and he kind of showed like us how to be like leaders on and off the field. So he's definitely a big one for me.
Julio, anyone that was a good role model for you as a player?
Yeah. I'll probably go Nick Verducci actually, because he after his season was over, he went to MetLife as a freshman and stuff like that. He came back to coach us, and I played freshman year and he coached our freshman year, so it was really big, really helpful with a guy like that.
Nice. I want to give you guys the opportunity to recognize some of your teammates as well. Julio, do you want to start with the defense? Who are some of your teammates that stand out on defense for you guys?
Defense, I feel like we really have an all well-rounded defense. Probably DN, Gio Collins, kid's fast, physical, he's a hell of a player. And probably Christian Briano, D tackle, playing both ways, offense and defense. And then probably linebackers, I got to give it to all three of them, Hannenberg, Rocco, and Kevin Moss. I mean, those kids are dogs. They just play such, I don't even know. It's just I wouldn't be able to do that with how they do it.
Nice. And Joey, how about you with the offense? Some other offensive standouts for you guys?
I feel like this kid named Josh Smith is a very underrated player. I mean, last year he didn't really get as much attention as we did, but this year he's definitely stepping up. Receiving the first couple of games, he was in pace with me. We had the same stats basically. And then last game, our starting quarterback Jake Simone went down, so Josh had to step up and he won us the game. So yeah, definitely him.
Very nice. Did you want to jump in with anything? I actually have one more.
No, you go ahead. No.
All right. We talk a lot on our show, guys, about being multiple sport athletes. And I know you guys are each multiple sport athletes. We played multiple sports. We coached multiple sports. So I have a question on that for each of you guys. Julio, how has playing more than one sport do you feel helped you in football?
Really, because I played basketball my whole life, and then I've also ran cross country. So coming into high school, playing basketball, just you can just feel the difference. It's nothing like football and track. It's nothing like football. We don't have, our coaches will say it, we won't have there's no motorcades for track, football, or anything. So I feel like football is just really special and different.
All right. And Joey, since you continued to play three sports all through high school, what would you say to a student athlete who's debating whether or not they should give up a sport? How would you encourage them to continue to play multiple sports throughout high school?
Definitely just if you love all, say I play three sports, so I love all three sports. So you have to just, manage your time and stuff. Say I'm in basketball season, but I still have a football lift to go to. I'm going to have to go after that. It doesn't matter. If you really love the sports, then you just got to keep playing.
Nice. All right. You want to roll into some rapid fire? All right, guys, we have some more quick questions for you right now. All right, go ahead. Start them off.
Joey, favorite football team?
Giants.
Were you a little, what was your reaction after week one? I'll just say this real quick.
Week one, I kind of just brushed it off my shoulders. It was a rough week. The Cowboys got us there, but,
All right, back on track now? Back on track?
Yeah, we'll be fine. Definitely.
Julio, favorite football team?
Buffalo Bills.
All right. What about you? What was your feeling after week one, blowing it to the Jets, no Rodgers?
Yeah,
same question. But back now, you beat the Raiders. You okay? Back.
I think that we're good. I think we brushed it off as well. I think we let the Jets have that one. A couple of teammates might be a little upset with that, but I think we just let them have it.
Okay.
All right, guys. You're seniors, so it's a little more, a type of memory question. What's your favorite Parsippany High School memory, football-wise?
I got to brainstorm for a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to think.
By the way, Zachary's saying Bills aren't going nowhere. So.
I don't even know what team he likes, but
who's Zachary? Zach. Oh, I
Hilbert.
My fault, Pascal.
Favorite memory. Probably have to go with, for me. I was a sophomore. It was first day of football. Like first day of football as a sophomore, and we were up on the field. And my freshman year, I played wide receiver. And then, so it was Coach Albano was wide receivers go over there, running backs go over there, whatever position you played. So I ran over to the wide receiver thing, and Coach Albano screamed Julio. And, I'm nervous. I'm a sophomore. I never talked to the guy, and he's screaming at me, and I'm like, what did I do? And then he's like, you're going to be a running back. And that really it's a great memory, because that really changed me forever, as a football player.
That's awesome.
Couple
nice.
more comments. Nick Vico, let's go Big Blue. Zachary saying Steelers on top, baby, coming for that wild card spot.
How about you, Joe? Your favorite football memory?
I'll just say freshman year we went 8-0. We didn't lose, and that's kind of that gave us motivation for this year as seniors, because we know how good we can be. like because as freshmen we didn't lose at all. So like we knew this year like this was our year. So yeah, we're just gonna build off that and just keep going.
All right, Joey, one song that if you can only listen to one song before a game to fire you up, what would it be?
I'm just gonna say Dreams and Nightmares.
Julio.
I would say Dreams and Nightmares too, but I'll be a little different. I'll switch it up. We'll go. We'll actually go Party in the USA. You know, we actually play that after every win. So
Nice. All right. Any pregame rituals or superstitions that you have, Joey?
Yeah, I actually started meditating this year before each game, and I feel like it's actually helped. For me, to be honest.
Nice, very nice. How about you, Julio?
I actually run down to the end zone for every game just because Don Verducci, when he was graduating, he told me to run down after every game because they've been doing that for like one kid has always been like that's been passed down throughout the years. So he told me to do it, so I've been doing that every year.
Oh, now do you have to pass it down to someone?
I probably do, yes.
All right. We won't say who.
My last one, besides obviously, I guess you guys are sports fans, so you watch a lot of sports, but what's one show, whether it's streaming, regular TV, one show, your one favorite show you got to make sure you watch?
I'll say Outer Banks on Netflix.
One show I have to
We
watch.
stumped Julio on the rapid fires.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in the anime section here. I'm gonna go One Piece.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was an absolute pleasure to have you. Congratulations on all of your successes so far, and best of luck to you as you continue your season.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having us.
Yeah.
Our pleasure.
And your game versus
it's on our
Mendham will be
slate.
on our
Yep, we're
slate
gonna
to
be
pick,
picking
so we'll be
tonight,
picking in a little bit. So just make sure you watch
Perfect.
it.
Yeah, we'll be tuned in. Don't worry.
Yep.
You got it.
Have a good night,
Have a
guys.
good one.
All right, have a good one. Thank you.
Good luck.
Okay, so Julio and Joey from Parsippany Hills, and again in a big win. I had them last week versus Montville. You had them
I
last
had them
week.
also,
I'm
yeah.
not sure if Kenny had them, but
He didn't.
you know, it
The
really
only
is.
reason I remember is they played Montville, and he, referenced me having coached.
I just
there,
want to
so-
say there's been unbelievable comments coming. I couldn't read them
I
all.
know.
Manny, Davey, Connor, Zachary, Josh. I just want to read Nick. Great job with the comments. Really do appreciate
yeah.
it. And you know what? Your teammates love it. Yeah, you could see how this is a tight knit,
Oh,
you know,
100%. They
family.
gotta love it.
They
Yeah.
love each other. And you know
Yeah.
what? That's an unbelievable. Hey, you know how hard it is when, you know, like we're saying, Parsippany Hills just throws the ball, you know, again, more than probably the average high school team. Quarterback goes down, backup quarterback comes
Yeah,
in.
which-
And
yep.
it's not like, okay, we got to change the whole game plan. Like we're playing how we play,
Yeah.
and that's just an unbelievable
skip a
being
beat.
ready,
Yeah.
right? Being
Yep.
ready to come in, and you know, it's just a great thing, and it's nice having a team that can do a little both. You know,
Yeah, 100%. Good luck to them the rest of the way. Want to get back to our quick hitters that we were in the middle of. I think that we finished with Hackensack Ramapo. and
Yeah.
I think I'm up with the next one,
okay.
which is 2-0 Fairlawn at 1-0 Kearney. I almost picked Fairlawn as my surprise team last week. That was another one where, I hope Mr. Calderio is still watching, right? Where I know we hadn't picked them, but they were victorious, and I'm picking them to win over Kearney.
I made mention to everybody in comments. I'm going to mention two more. It's just not fair if I don't. A Christina Alfano Albano and a Suzanne.
Okay,
just to
nice,
say
nice. Given the
thank you.
hearts, the Parsippany Hills Colors
Absolute-
Hearts. Thank you
absolutely.
for watching. Love it. Love it. Who do you have in that
You
one?
know, huge game, Luis Rodriguez last week. Congratulations to Coach Palicano with his first win at Kearney. But I'm going to go with the balance of Cooper Peck and Jordan Moreau on the ground. I'll make Mark Calderio happy. And Fairlawn, who almost was my surprising team last week, I'm going to take
that's what I
Fairlawn to stay unbeaten and defeat Kearney.
All right, your next one.
My next one is 1-2 North Arlington against 2-2 Woodridge. Coach Catrona back on track after a big win last week versus Wallington. Listen, North Arlington plays everyone close, right? Lost a close one to Hawthorne opening. They're right there, but they're 1-2. Sean McGeehan slings it around as a quarterback, but the combination again of Masucci and Anthony Loyola, I think Woodridge gets the win done. Coach Catrona, 2 in a row for Woodridge. I'm going to take Woodridge.
Okay. I have Woodridge as well. Again, I think North Arlington has played everyone close, but and I know it's early in the season, hasn't managed to get notch the W. So I'm picking Woodridge as well. My next one is Seton Hall Prep in Irvington. I'm not going to lie, I keep going back and forth on this one. Irvington back to 2-2 after an 0-2 start. I talked about Seton Hall Prep as one of my disappointing teams at the beginning of the show. But they're playing a tough schedule. Irvington's schedule's tough out of conference opponents as well. I think I've picked one, scratched it off, but you know what? I'm going at Irvington home.
Yeah, I'm going to go Irvington. I think they make it 3 in a row behind their defense. I think their defense is back. Tough 2 games to start, but they're back to the old Irvington. I think they make it 3 in a row.
All right, your next one.
My next one's Northern Highlands, Pascagoula Valley. Northern Highlands 3-1, Pascagoula Valley 2-1. PV was no match last week against Old Tappan. Old Tappan, again, one of the better teams in the state. And Northern Highlands just put it on Ridgewood. Was up 28-0 early in the first quarter. That was it. That was the end of it. Nate Johnson does it all offensively. As the quarterback runs it, throws it, and a great defense gets it done. Northern Highlands wins again.
Yeah, I mean, I have the same notes. 28-0 in the first quarter last week. They just, a dominant performance. Nate Johnson, was rushed for 2, passed for 2 in that first quarter. I'm going Northern Highlands as well.
And there's Mark saying, my sister's son plays for Parsippany High, not Hills. My sister said, get in touch with them.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, we absolutely
get us
will.
some contact info. We'd love to. My next one is Ridgefield Park at Ridgefield Park at Ramsey. I'm going to go on the getting back on track. We said Woodridge back on track. We said Irvington even kind of back on track with their 2 wins. Northern Highlands after their loss back on track. I'm going to go Ramsey, Coach Bear back on track. I'm picking Ramsey over Ridgefield Park.
Yeah, Ramsey was the old Ramsey last week. They ran for over 300 yards. Luca Gemma, just an unbelievable player. 187, 5 touchdowns last week. Running game just way too much. I think Ramsey's back now. This will be 2 in a row for Coach Bear and Ramsey.
All right, and your last one.
My last one is Paramus, 2-2 Paramus at 2-1 Dumont. Paramus, again, ran for over 300 yards last week. I think the run game gets it done. I'm taking Paramus over Dumont.
Oh, we have a difference on this one. I'm going Dumont. Another one I kind of hemmed and hawed on. I just think at home advantage, Dumont. You throw me a loop for some of these Bergen County schools that I'm not as familiar with. Essex County girl, born and bred, coached in Morris County, right? So we're very Bergen County heavy in these picks. So, but I'm going Dumont on this one. All righty. We're ready to move
Let's make our official picks. Now we have Mr. Kirkpatrick with us as the third guy.
Yeah.
So let's make our official picks for the week.
Well, really quickly, let's give an update on the standings.
Okay.
I have so many notes here that I'm trying to find them.
Okay.
My notes are, all right, last week after week 3 action, that week alone, Kenny was 8-7, Kurt was 11-4, and I was 12-3, which gave me a 1 inch closer up to Kurt. But Kurt is still the overall leader after all the weeks play at 31-17. I'm sorry, at 42-21. I'm trailing him at 40-23, and Kenny rounds it out at 36-27. All right, should we roll into this week's picks?
Absolutely.
All right, as promised, right? Our first game is Bogota at Elmwood Park. Kenny is picking Elmwood Park by a score of 22-15 that they'll win late in the 4th. Who do you have, Kurt?
Listen, Bogota, dual threat quarterback. It's hard. I'm not sure I'm saying his name right. It's Joseph Pekaj or something's close to that. But just like I said to Coach Mulligan, Elmwood Park, 90 points the last 2 weeks offensively. The combination of pass running combination with their quarterback. He mentioned Jesse Stratz. It's the run game at home. It's always going to be a close game with Bogota, but I'm taking Elmwood Park. I'm taking Coach Mulligan. They get the win and they continue on to, winning this division. I'm taking Elmwood Park.
We talked about it with Coach Mulligan tonight. He used his first 2 weeks as an opportunity to test his team. And I think, as he said himself, he stole the words. It's paying huge dividends already. You mentioned they play close games. I think that their preseason schedule, or early season schedule, I should say, gives them the edge. I'm picking Elmwood Park.
Okay.
Our next matchup is 2-1 Del Barton at 2-2 Clifton. Kenny is picking Del Barton by a score of 33-24. It's his original adopted team, and he's saying they will pull away late. I have Del Barton as well. Kurt?
I think Clifton has to throw it a little better than they did last week. They got an unbelievable quarterback there with Tables. He's, again, another dual threat. And they lost a heartbreaker to Eastside last week. At home, I, I don't know. I just think this run game of Zabrowski and Trafford is too much for Del Barton. I'm going to take for Clifton. I'm going to take Del Barton in a very close victory over Clifton.
All right, our next game is 3-1 Paramus Catholic at 1-2 DePaul. PC for a huge road win. He has Paramus Catholic beating DePaul by a score of 37-31. I got DePaul. I think their 1-2 record again is not indicative of the type of team that they are. Coach Campanelli's got that team back on track. We know they play great defense. They're the defending non-public B champs. So I'm going DePaul.
You know what? PC ran for over 430 yards last week. And you talk about the defense, but what happened to this DePaul defense, right? So far this year, they've given up 46, 20, and 34. That's very unlike DePaul defenses. But I think their defense and Nolan James, if you haven't seen him, you got to see this kid transfer from Bosco. Unbelievable running back. Their defense gets it done, and they beat Paramus Catholic this week.
All righty. Our next.
Real quick, Jody Moncrief, Kurt for the win, getting Jenny to wear a Broncos hat.
I got this in Denver when we were out there. All right, our next matchup is 3-0 Hawthorne at 1-2 Hasbrook Heights. Kenny's picking Hawthorne by a score of 20-13, saying Hawthorne stays undefeated. I think Hawthorne has the edge here as well. I just think even though they're on the road, they're stronger than Hasbrook Heights. I'm going Hawthorne as well.
I really want to pick Heights in this game. No, I don't. That's for Coach Mulligan. No, I don't. Absolutely not. Right, Coach Mulligan? But no, Jen, we saw Cormac Smith in action 2 weeks ago at St. Mary's. Hawthorne is, they're big, they're seniors, they're physical. And I think in a low scoring game, listen, Heights is not having a great season. So listen, it's a prideful, school over there, that team. So it's going to be tough to win at Heights on a Friday night. But I think led by Cormac Smith, I think they get it done. I'm going to take Hawthorne.
All right. Our next game.
There's Tommy Mulligan. Haha. People don't forget 96. LOL. Never forget that. Let's go.
Our next game pits 3-1 West Milford against 3-1 Lakeland. Kenny's picking West Milford by a score of 23-33. He's saying that they are a sneaky under the radar team. I'm going. This was one that I left blank and I had to keep coming back to it, but I'm going Lakeland as well.
Real quick, Nancy Di Pasquale giving
nice.
Giving a little. The
Parsippany Hills Hearts, love it.
I'm going to go Lakeland, Jen. I think their ability, they're more, again, they're more balanced on offense. I think that balance gets this job done in a close game. I'm going to take Lakeland.
All right, our next one is an undefeated Mount Olive team, 4-0, traveling to 1-2 West Orange. Kenny's picking West Orange Mount Olive by a score of 28-20. He's saying that they avoid an upset. I'm actually going West Orange. I think Mount Olive on the road, that's a really long travel from Mount Olive to West Orange. And I think Mount Olive's a little young. And West Orange is maybe playing some tougher opponents. I think that 1-2 record might be a little misleading. I'm going West Orange in this one.
Smart girl. I'm teaching you very, very well.
My God.
Don't look at records. Look at who they play. Okay. Look at West Orange coming off an embarrassing loss to PCTI. Gonna be a rough week of practice. Mount Olive, like you're saying, this is really their first big test on the road. I'm taking West Orange, Mumford Lee, and Adonis White offensively, and their defense. They get back on track, and you know what? They take it out from what happened to them from PCTI, Jen. They're going to take that out on Mount Olive and get their first loss of the season.
All right. Our next one is 4-0 PCTI at 1-2 Ridgewood. Kenny's picking PCTI by a score of 35-21, saying that they're just too much for Ridgewood. I mean, that I agree as well. Ridgewood, again, two good teams, but is it the Dye brothers? Am I saying that right? Just impressive. Hard to handle. I think PCTI is just too much as well.
Yeah, listen, Ridgewood's in trouble, and they're going to be in a lot more trouble this week. I mean, you talked about Trayshawn Dye, 171, 3 touchdowns last week. But only on defense, he only had 14 total tackles. I mean, this team is loaded. This team, again, they've been having a couple close games. The past couple of years, this is not going to be close, in my opinion. I think PCTI is going to put it on Ridgewood, and Ridgewood's going to have to step up because this is not your typical Ridgewood teams of the past. I'm going to take PCTI.
I feel like it's a little bit like rivalry weekend. You
A little
know,
bit.
Elmwood Park, Pagoda, coach was saying, right? We said West Essex, Caldwell, and now we have Wayne Hills at Wayne Valley. 1-3 Wayne Hills at 0-4 Wayne Valley. Kenny's picking Wayne Valley by a score of 21-19. He says they'll win the Battle of Wayne. I'm picking Valley as well. Yep. How about you?
Yeah, you listen, Wayne Hills finally got their ground game going with Pierce and Mongeli. But you know, I think Wayne Valley, Coach Colors, I think he shuts the running game down from Wayne Hills. And I think very low scoring game. And I'm going to take Wayne Valley to get their first win in a unbelievable rivalry. This place probably will be packed. I'm telling you, if you want to go to a game, go to a Wayne Hills, Wayne Valley game. It's a great rivalry.
All right. Our next one is 1-3 St. Mary's at 0-3 Wallington. Kenny's picking St. Mary's by a score of 27-13, saying that St. Mary's gets a much needed win. I agree. You know, Coach Johnson's been doing a great job. Those kids have been playing hard. We talk about the athletes that they have. I think they bounce back this win, and Coach Johnson gets his second win.
Yeah, you know, a lot of talk with St. Mary's, and they're putting up tons of points with their running game between Murkison and Owens. But I'm going to tell you, Jen, this Brad Higgins, you know, done a great job first year as a quarterback, and he's got Kazir White and BJ Cunningham. Like, you got to see these two guys as receivers. They could sling it, they could run it. I think, you know, the past couple of weeks they've had tough games, but I think they're going to put it on Wallington. They're going to put up tons of points, and I wouldn't be shocked if, you know, high 40s, you know, easily high 40s for St. Mary's week. I'm taking St. Mary's.
Okay. Our next one, we move to Morris County for one. We have 3-0 Mountain Lakes at 3-0 Hanover Park, a battle of the undefeated. Kenny's picking Mountain Lakes by a score of 35-31. He says Mountain Lakes with a big road win. I have Mountain Lakes in this one as well. Who do you have?
Yeah, Hanover Park again. Hey, it's a nice start, but I mean, this is a different level of competition. Run game, Mountain Lakes. You know, I just think it's going to be way too much. Again, great start for Hanover Park, but I think Mountain Lakes will be too much.
All right. Our next game is the game of our guests. We have a 1-3 Mendham team at 2-2 Parsippany Hills. Kenny's picking Parsippany Hills by a score of 28-13, saying they'll just be too much for Mendham. Listen, I'm not just doing this because there are our guests on tonight's show. I think Parsippany Hills, I agree, Kenny's just going to be too much. They're going to have some offensive firepower that's going to lead them to victory.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the combination again of Cicatelli and Tatis. I mean, you could run it, you could throw it. They're at home. They're coming off a big win versus Montville. Their goals are set. They're saying what they want to do. Conference games. They want to get to MetLife. Listen, this team could do it. You know, you got a lot of firepower. Their defense steps up. I'm going to take them. I'm going to definitely take them over Mendham this week. I'll go Par Hills.
We have a lot of all the same. This never happens. All the same.
It could switch.
I know. It could. We picked these games. We put down a whole bunch, and then we picked them. Hopefully we get some differences, right? So next one is 3-1 Bergen. Then rivalry. We're talking rivalry, right?
Yep.
Here we are, another rivalry game. 3-1 Bergen Catholic at 1-3 Don Bosco. Kenny's picking Bergen Catholic by a score of 41-21. That they're going to roll over a struggling Bosco. Listen, I can't choose against BC until something happens with the New Jersey opponent. So I'm picking Bergen Catholic as well.
Yeah, Bosco has to be able to run this ball. I mean, the problem is they ran it last year, but Nolan James now is at the ball. So their other backs have to step up. They cannot make this a one-dimensional, just be a one-dimensional offense and have Bergen Catholic's defense teeing off on them. Dominic Campanelli last week, Jen, in a bounce-back game. 12 for 13, 175, 4 touchdowns. He's slinging it all over. Obviously, they could run the ball. And just remember this, Jen, we watched this regular season game a year ago, and I know they got a little payback in the state championship. Remember, we watched that game on that Saturday. We were just like, what was that? When Bosco just physically beat up Bergen. They're still pissed about that. And here's the payback at Bosco. I'm going to take Bergen big in this game.
All right, our next one, we have 4 games remaining. Oh, I'm sorry, my computer was not cooperating there. Our next one is 4-0 Westwood at 3-0 Mahwah. Kenny's picking Westwood by a score of 21-19. He's saying that missed extra points will be the difference. That's a very specific prediction. I love it. I don't think it's going to be that close. I'm picking Westwood in a more dominant win.
Yeah, listen, Mawa off to a great start, best start in years. But again, this is a totally different level. You know, Westwood gave up 19 points all year in 4 games. Carthage and the rest of that run game, I just think, you know, they get it done. They're going to pound them. And Carthage is just, you know, he's a game breaker as that quarterback. So I'm going to take Westwood.
All right. Our next one is again 2 undefeated teams: 3-0 Park Ridge at 3-0 Butler. Kenny's picking Park Ridge by a score of 31-27. I'm picking Park Ridge as well, but I also think that this one's also going to be a little more lopsided in Park Ridge's favor.
See now, Kenny, I feel bad about that prediction. Let's say I missed 2-point conversion because we were talking about it today, and I said the kicker probably hasn't missed anything all year. He's going to jinx the kicker. So now he's changing his thoughts about a 2-point play. So wait, now instead he's putting it on the coach with the 2-point play. He's throwing somebody under the bus. Yeah, you asked me about Butler.
Park Ridge Butler.
Yeah, I watched Butler play St. Mary's last week. Butler's offense put up 28, 42, and 56 this year. Rushing with Kyle Perry, Bobby, Batty, Petty. He throws it, he runs it. Again, dual threat. But I'm going to make this statement because I say this name every week on the show. Cole Hughes, right? And here's my statement. Cole Hughes is like New Jersey's high school version of Tim Tebow from Florida.
Wow.
I mean, you line them up and it's just, I mean, first off, he's a big boy for a quarterback. So you line him up and again, you're running with the quarterback, you're gaining a guy. You know how hard it is like to stop them from 3 and 4 and they just wear on you, you know? So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying he's the Tebow high school version of Jersey Tebow, Florida style. And I think Park Ridge is too much. I think Park Ridge best in the NJIC, and I think they get it done. In a tough one though at Butler, but I think they prevail.
All right, another NJIC matchup of 2 undefeateds. 3-0 Waldwick travels to 3-0 Lyndhurst. We are not going to make our pick because we are going to be live at this game, right?
I'm going to give you one little tip. One little. Go ahead, give Kenny's.
Kenny is predicting Lyndhurst by a score of 24-21. He's saying Maryland and Montana rooting for the Bears there. That's right. We got some out-of-state people who tuned in last week to our Lyndhurst show. So absolutely. They got out-of-state fans. All right.
I'm just going to do one little tidbit here is, you know, can Lyndhurst make Waldwick throw? And what I mean by that is get him out of the run game, make him throw. And number 2, my other key, whose passing game is going to be better? Because you have 2 run-first teams, right? So obviously, stack the box. Both teams are going to want to stop the run. Which quarterback and which passing game is going to be the difference? And we'll find out with our picks on Friday night.
All right. And
there's Coach Mulligan. Anybody seen Richie? So we're going to hold off on that, Coach, because we will be there on Friday night.
Yep. All right, and our last one on our slate of games is 3-0 Beckton at 3-0 Rutherford. Kenny's picking Beckton by a score of 28-27. A missed 2-point conversion is the difference. There's the jinx again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go last on this one. Who do you have?
Listen, Beckton, Jonathan Palsy, 144 total yards. Passing yards, 52 yards rushing and a touchdown. The combination of Palsy, Bell, and Powell, they have to run the ball effectively. Again, you can't get in a shootout with this team. They have to run the ball effectively. Rutherford on the other side, dual threat at quarterback with Chris Giola. And listen, all-world Ryan Ward, Division I kid. He does it all. He runs it. He throws it. He catches it. I mean, he's a receiver, but he does it all. I got 2 things to say about this. Can I say it?
Yeah, let's go. We're waiting.
Beckton. And when I say Beckton, I'm talking about Sean, Coach Barbo, Coach Ross, obviously Coach Marr, Coach Longo, Coach
I shouldn't
McGuire.
have let you go first.
I absolutely love you guys. I do. I absolutely love you. Part 2 is I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, and I hope I'm wrong on this. But I got to take Rutherford and Ryan Ward. I think they get it done. I think he's the difference, and I hope I'm wrong.
Now I'm glad that I did go last because I was going to say the same thing. Coach Marr, Coach Longo, Coach McGuire, Coach Farina, great friends of the show, our fabulous intern, Mr. Sean Healy,
Yeah.
all in on Becton Sports. I got your back. You pull it out this week. I'm taking Becton.
What time is the Becton show this week? I'm gonna have to
You
run
are,
out.
yes,
I
you
gotta
are.
run out this
Yep,
week.
8 p.m. Yep. So
Um,
you're gonna have to answer to that.
An M. Derek O saying, Tommy, continue to do great work, brother.
Very nice.
Yeah, I apologize for that, Becton. And I will see you guys on All In on Becton Sports next week.
But that is the that brings us to the end of our show this week. A huge thank you to Coach Mulligan for joining us. Another huge thank you to Joey Cicatelli and Julio Tatis for joining us as well. Best of luck to them this week. Best of luck to all of our teams. And thank you everyone for watching.
And we'll see everybody Friday night live, All In game day at Lyndhurst. And then back on Friday night, we have a recap show. There's Kenny saying, come on, Kurt, we're supposed to support the All In shows. See, I can't do that. I got to be fair and honest. That's,
all right.
I got to be fair and honest. Mark Caldero, let's go. Fairlawn, Coach Breslin. Great job, Jenny and Kurt Valenti.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you,
Breslin.
Coach.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. See you soon.